A teacher's job is to provide a variety of activities as well as careful structured input and practice opportunities to accommodate different learning styles. Gardner 1993. Every learner is unique, with a distinct learning style influenced by personality traits. A child learning style or individual preferences are determined by his or her dominant intelligence. A communication portfolio is an effective way to accommodate different learning styles of students. Strong communication keeps learners focused on what is most important. This communication portfolio highlights details on American Sign Language, Braille, and the Picture Exchange communication system. It entails a short history, elements, and supporting images given to the teacher to use as a resource in the classroom. I am Stefon presenting today on Communication Portfolio for the course SPED 320 Psychology and Education of the Exceptional Child. Allow me now to go, I'll be looking at three main points. They are the five sign language commands and questions, 5 Braille commands or questions using PorkyDoc, and displaying the use of the text portfolio, that of which I would have created. So the first point is American Sign Language. And what is American Sign Language? It is a highly expressive language, and understanding these elements will help you to understand how signs are created and what distinguishes them. Deaf scholars attempted to educate deaf people during the Renaissance. Abbé de Lepere established the first social and religious organization for deaf people. Laura Bridgman was the first deaf-blind person to be educated. Samuel Hennick believed in oralism when deaf students were taught speech rather than manual language. And so this is a brief history on American Sign Language. Now let's go into some commands and responses for American Sign Language. 5 to be precise. And then response. Second command and response. Third command and response. Fourth command and response. Fifth command with responses. Greetings. Right, and so the second point is the Braille communication system. Now, the Braille is a touch reading and writing system for the blind. And there is this program, if you would turn your attention to the system here, that we can use to create Braille, which is called PorkyDoc. And so the first question, the command and response that you would have had, number 1. So you press down shift, number 1, space. What is your name? And then I spell my name, capital S-T-E-F-O-N, Stefon. And so there you have the first command, what is your name, and your name spell. And so after typing all, I would have screenshot it and put it here into my pics. And this is how it would look. So you have the first question, what is your name? How are you doing today? And the response and command in Braille. days of the week, and it's listed here again. Members of the family listed, and greetings, which is listed here also in Braille. Now let's look at the last aspect or component, which is the Picture Exchange Communication System, also known as PECS. It was developed to teach functional communication to children with limited speech. The picture point system often limits the user to communicating only in situations where a listener is nearby. PECS teaches children to initiate communicative interactions within a social framework. And so this here is my personal picture exchange communication system, my PECS that I would have created, and I would have chosen a nice, colorful cover so that it would be appealing to my learners. Added to that, I would have added the information from the assignment that was given in here with the history of sign language, American Sign Language, the alphabet for that, and the history and elements of Braille. I have a picture of the slate that is used, and I also have the Braille alphabet. Then I also have the communication, the commands and responses that were given in English, in writing, and also Braille. Then I have the history of PECS and references. Now this here is just added information. This would not necessarily be in a PECS portfolio, but for my use, I'm putting it in here for the use in my class. Now for the PECS portfolio that I was talking about earlier, I first have my then, now, and then board, which we know from a previous course, we would have looked at some strategies that are used for special education needs children, and this here is a very effective strategy, along with the visual schedule can be used with the PECS. And so I have my sheets then color coded with the different components or different pictures. So this picture here, the orange sheet have food. It has water, breakfast, snack, sandwich. My blue have the subjects. So I have maths, social studies, science, reading, and I have some more because we know the subject content might be a little bit more in the class, what they would normally do, write, and so on. And then I have what they would do during recess, break time, listening to tasks, resting. And then this is another one, the dismissal and arrival, classroom jobs that they're giving. This color here is for their responsibilities in the class, what they should be. They should be at work, they should be cheerful, they should have be dressed neat, what they're not supposed to be doing, and at school they're supposed to listen, be on time, and think. And so these are just a few pictures that can be used for the PECS folder. For the now and then board, I can have a snack. I can ask them to first have a snack. I want them to have a snack now. After they're finished having that snack, they have to read, right? And so first they'll have to have their snack. After that, they will read. Thank you, and this brings me to the end of my presentation. I trust that this presentation would have inspired you to go and create your PECS portfolio or folder so that you can use this in your classroom to make learning more fun. Thank you once again.